Broadcasting from the studios of All Villain Crushing, I'm Tom Terrific, and this is the Villain Crusher. What we do is we make sure that we've got villains crushed by entrepreneurs who are fearless and can help you crush your villains. Before we meet our first guest, it's time for the Villain Crusher moment of the day, where we take someone who has beat the odds and crushed their villains. This is the story of Elie Wiesel. Elie was deported by the Gestapo to the Auschwitz death camp when he was 15. There he was starved and tortured for years. But he survived and went on to live without hate. The anger, he says, is still in me, but not the hate. I write and I teach that anger, not hate, helps people change. Now that is a villain crusher. Now let's meet our next guest. 1 in 5 Americans, let me repeat that, 1 in 5 Americans suffer from hearing loss. With us today is someone helping people crush that villain. Our guest is founder of HearCommunication. She is also speaker advocate for the hearing impaired and the developer of the certified hearing-friendly business method. Her mission is to give hearing loss visibility for safety, inclusion, and access. Please welcome Teresa Barnes. Teresa, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Teresa, there are 65 million Americans suffering from hearing loss and the fear that goes with it. What do you want viewers to know about you and why you are here today?
Well, I grew up with hearing loss since birth. I didn't know that I had it, and I didn't get my first set of hearing aids until I was 22 years old after nursing school and as a head nurse of an intensive care unit at the time. I heard new things. I heard whispers and children's voices and certain men tones and frogs and crickets, that I never heard before. And what that did for me was that gave me more confidence that I didn't necessarily have before. So I moved back out to California where I was born, married a cardiologist, had 2 children, went skiing one winter break with my 2 children and several of their friends, and some giant man, whoever he was, crashed into me from behind. And because when I came to, I asked him if he saw me, and he yelled back at me. Didn't I hear him yell to the right? So if we give hearing loss visibility, like this sign or the symbol that's on my back, then people can see that we have a hearing loss. So it's all about giving the leading disability some sort of new hearing-friendly symbol to give them the strength and the courage to stay active and proactive every day in life. In the workforce, we're 1 out of 5 for the employees, and the customers are 1 out of 5 as well. So it's no longer an older person's problem. It's the millennials and the Gen Xers and the little children that need help with this particular health topic. So I want to rip away that stigma and have us be called hearific and terrific. So get rid of hard of hearing and hearing impaired, but create a movement.
I love that. I love that. You've got really a comprehensive program. You're not just working with people that are hearing impaired. You're working with businesses not only to be more understanding of customers with hearing loss or hearing disabilities, but also with their own employees. Tell us a little bit of how you've kind of married that approach with those different groups.
Well, what it is basically, since it's a work culture, and so hearing loss, since it's a leading disability, could be an inclusion, so we can improve that. So we could have this put up, so say if you go to a car dealership, the salesperson can take that person over to the hearing-friendly zone area, and then they know how to identify us, how to communicate with us, and how to make a better sale for them, since we are a multi-trillion-dollar missed market niche.
Would you repeat that figure again, please?
We're
this is
a
amazing.
multi-million missed market, trillion-dollar market. Trillion.
With a T.
With a T, as in
Wow.
1.7 currently for just the boomers, and the millennials are catching up with us. They're currently just 40 billion.
Unbelievable.
So the millennials are so savvy on all the apps, maybe they want to do their shopping online. But imagine how many retail store outlets could become a hearing-friendly area. In fact, right here in San Diego, the Village of Cedros is going to become my first retail outlet, you know, on October the 4th. And then I have at least 7 different businesses in this area that are classified as hearing-friendly businesses. So I've come into their location. I've done decibel testing for them. I then have turned around and given training to their employees, and then I certify them that they're certified. And in Macy's, they're in my funnel right now, along with SDG&E. And so they're talking about actually having hearing-friendly specialists, you know, that can address the customer and be able to see us, you know, so.
Tell me how this works for a business and its employees.
How it works for the business, okay?
In other words, how does it help their employees? I think you said it allows them to not only hire people with hearing needs, but also retain them.
Okay. What it does basically is it increases productivity, it increases customer service, increases their revenue, increases their inclusion, and more importantly, it increases the retention of both employees and customers. And the bottom line is, most people don't know how severely hearing affects your basic health. Okay, so it's not only a health condition, but also a social condition is what it is. So if an employee is not happy and they are hiding in their closet, afraid to tell their employer that they have hearing loss, which that is the employee's responsibility to do, they don't want to tell them, then later on down the line, they may get a bad job performance review and be let go to nothing more than hearing loss, when it could have been accommodated by captioned phones, or accommodated by hearing aids, or accommodated simply by amplified phones. There's locally here in Vista, I went to DMV. There's a young lady that has a hearing loss, and as she saw my symbol, she knew what it meant. And what happened was, as we were conversing, 2 of her colleagues came up to assist her with any sort of conversational challenges she may have had. Wow. So for businesses, I'm looking for progressive companies that would like to increase their revenue, increase their inclusion, and increase their access, because there's no reason for a happy employee produces more, they work better. You spend less money on conflict resolution because the employee understands that the other person has a hearing loss. And so it's all about doing that. So sometimes people don't realize they don't get promotions or even get a job from college because, say, their diction is a little off like mine, because we are missing our consonants and our vowels, and it shows on the audiogram as a speech banana. And so if they can somehow or another let their employer know first, then it is covered by the ADA law. Wow. So we are September the 15th, 2010, it's a new law that includes those of us who wear hearing aids.
Wow.
Communication disorder.
Excuse me, I don't want to go any further before I first of all congratulate you on your new book. This is an incredible resource to people with hearing disabilities or businesses, and I wish you just fabulous success with this book. And I know it just came out, and I know that you do keynote speeches besides your training of all types. So I want to say thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Tom.
And we look forward to having you back real soon.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Today we saw how compassion and insight can help people find true direction in their lives, and how an incredible new program is helping both businesses and the hearing impaired. Broadcasting from Villain Crusher Studios, I'm Tom Terrific, and this is the Villain Crusher.